Hello, everyone. This is John, and this is Kalingang Katribu, the Daily Tribune's public service show, in line with our 20th anniversary. So today, I would like to thank Robbie Velarde for his question, and Rad Lozano, and also Clarissa. We are live, so you can send in your questions, and you can comment, and even we can do shout outs, okay? Today we'll be talking about data privacy, okay? Before the pandemic, in November last year, I was hosted by Google to a boot camp in Singapore. It lasted 4 days, and it tackled information in general and the proliferation of fake news, and also data privacy, which will be our topic today. So, but before that, first I would like to invite all of you to our website, tribune.net.ph, and also to follow our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account. Also, don't forget to watch our shows, Tribune Now on YouTube. Okay. And also, since it's a pandemic, and you may not see the Daily Tribune on the street, we made it available for you, free. So you can access the Daily Tribune daily on Press Reader, along with our tabloid, which is the Concept News Central. Again, that's for free. Okay? And also, might as well join our Katribu Tayo Bible group, in which you will instantaneously get updates, news, as they happen. Because, Daily Tribune is a 24/7 operation, we do not sleep for you, so that when something happens, whether it's in Lebanon or in the United States or Japan, you get to read the news immediately on Katribu Bible. So again, let me invite you. Okay. So, Robbie Velarde asked the first question: what's the importance of data privacy? Data privacy is very important, as privacy in general is important. If something that you do not want to be public gets to be public, then you have a problem. If your data privacy is compromised, anyone can steal money from you. It may be your bank account, your credit card, or anything. If someone can steal your data, which is private, they can also steal your identity. Okay? In fact, just this week, the Twitter accounts of Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Elon Musk of SpaceX, and former US President Barack Obama were hacked. Okay, imagine that. These are the tech guys, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and they have been hacked. So, no one is impervious to being hacked these days. The only question is whether the hackers would want to hack you. It's a question of motive. So, later on, we will discuss why we need to be very cautious when we are dealing online with our postings on Facebook, on Twitter, and even on Instagram, The photos may seem to be harmless, the lunch that you had, but eventually these things might just bite us. Okay? Okay. So, data privacy is very important. In fact, in the Philippines, in 2012, a law was passed to precisely protect our data privacy. Okay? That is a Data Privacy Act. Along with this law, was created a national commission to protect the privacy of our data. Okay, this law pertains to data privacy that should be safeguarded by private sector and public sector. So, this law basically penalizes any violation of your data privacy committed by government agencies or the private sector. Like, for example, the company that employs you. So, basically, that's the law. Now, can your privacy be invaded by other parties? Yeah, sure. It has happened before and it will happen again. Yeah, that's a certainty. So, when it comes to violation of privacy in general, do we have any other laws that protect us? Yes. Also in 2012, the anti-cybercrime law was passed in the Philippines. Basically, it's a very broad law that protects us from cyber criminals and predators. Along with that, in 1998, the Access Devices Act law was passed. So what is that law? That law basically penalizes the misuse of any electronic gadget. So if someone uses his or her cell phone to scam you of your hard-earned peso, he or she can be charged under that 1998 Access Devices Act law. Okay? So, the mere fact that we passed several laws protecting our privacy, our data privacy, should underscore the importance of keeping this data private. Okay? So, in fact, if you remember, when there was this brouhaha in Bilibid prison, no? When several high-profile inmates died supposedly from COVID, the prison officials said they cannot release the names of the prisoners who died from COVID because of the Data Privacy Act. Okay, so even prisoners have this act. Except, I think it was Senator Gordon who said that these prisoners, having been convicted of crimes like kidnapping and whatnot, selling drugs, have no right to privacy of data. Anyway,
sa building 14 mula sa security compound at sa pagbubunyag.
Let us talk about data privacy. Okay. Actually, data privacy starts with us. Okay? So, it is up to you what you want the world to know on your Facebook. Whether you want to include the school on which you graduated from, and you want to post pictures of your kids attaining this and that achievement. All of these are controlled by us. So data privacy starts with us. The problem is, most of the time, we tend to forget that we are sharing too much information to the world. Information that can be used against us by, criminal elements. In fact, I will give you an example. It is very easy to live stream, just like we are doing right now. This is a live stream presentation. Okay. So, we have this tendency to post on Facebook and other social media platforms what we are presently doing. Okay. So say, hey guys, I'm here in Boracay. I'm with beautiful ladies here, and I'm enjoying beer at the beach and inasal chicken, as pulutan. So, what does that tell the world? Okay? You may not know it. It's as simple as this. While you are somewhere else, the question is, who is in your house? Okay? So while you are having a fine dinner in a fancy restaurant, which says you are in Makati and you are living in Pasig, so who's in your house at present? Okay? Okay, you do not know. In this time, in this day and age, it pays to be a little paranoid, maybe you have a friend, FB friend, who is aching to get your bicycle, Okay? So you may be presenting him an opportune moment to, he's in Makati, he's having dinner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scale his pants, and I'm gonna get his bike, and I'm gonna get his chihuahua, okay, and maybe his trousers, tawag yan, yung sinungkit sinungkit sa sampayan, yung damit mo. So, we should be wary, and we should be careful in posting this at the moment photos and also live streaming. We should be very careful. So that falls under limiting our exposure. Okay? We limit our exposure, we limit the data that other people can see. Okay? Okay, anyway, before we continue with our discussion, we will take a little break so that we can have a word from our sponsors.
Nais po naming humingi ng paumanhin sa anumang pag-aalalang na idulot ng ating bills ngayong Mayo at Hunyo. Di po namin inasahan ang naging hirap para sa ating lahat dulot ng COVID-19 pandemic.
Pero nakapagbasa na kami ng Metro, kaya ang May at June bills ay may actual meter reading na ng inyong konsumo. Ito ay maaaring bayaran ng installment depende sa inyong konsumo noong February 2020. Kung wala sa bahay o sarado ang shop noong ECQ, makikita ang adjustment sa inyong bills ng Mayo o Hunyo. Kung nabayaran na ang inyong estimated March at April bills, pwede itong i-refund sa aming business centers or i-apply sa susunod na bills. Para naman sa mga di nakatanggap ng bill noong Mayo, huwag pong mabigla kung mataas ang ating bill sa Hunyo dahil sakop nito ang inyong nakonsumo noong ECQ. Pero para makagaan, 1/4 lang muna nito ang kailangan bayaran. Ang balanse, pwedeng i-installment.
At good news, bumaba ang overall electricity rates ng 2 centavos per kilowatt hour ngayong Hunyo. 2 buwan nang magkasunod ang pagbaba ng rates. Hanggang sa susunod na Meralco Advisory.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Okay, we're back, and I would like to thank Clarissa Chonco for the questions that she fielded. It has to do with what she would do if ever her bank account is hacked. Okay, before I answer that question by Clarissa Chonco, thank you, and also regards to my sister Sheila Ang, who is watching in Tokyo. Before we dwell on the question of Clarissa, let us watch this very short video by the National Privacy Commission. Okay, this is about 3 years ago, but it is still valid up to this moment. Okay.
Hindi ako tinanong ng Miss Universe, pero sa totoo lang, The most significant change I've seen in the world in the past 10 years is the rise of information as the primary mover of policy and economies. Sa mga industriya, tahanan, at mga pamahalaan sa buong mundo, naka-internet at automated na ang mga pang-araw-araw na bagay at gawain, kahit ang paghahanap ng pag-ibig. Ang privacy ngayon, hindi na tungkol sa lugar at kung sino ang iyong kasama. Tungkol ito sa personal information na nais at hindi nais ibahagi sa iba. Kahit ba sa tingin mo, wala ka naman dapat ikahiya o itago. Ang cellphone number mo ba, kung kani-kanino mo lang ibibigay? I-address, social security number, passport information, pangalan ng mga magulang at paaralan ng mga anak. Ako si Raymond Enriquez Liboro, Chairman ng National Privacy Commission. Trabaho naming siguraduhin ang dapat pribado na nanatiling pribado. Ginagawa namin ito sa pamamagitan ng pagpapaalala sa mga kumpanya at mga ahensya ng pamahalaan na nagpoproseso ng personal na information mo na gawin ang lahat ng nararapat ayon sa batas upang maprotektahan ang mga personal na datos na dapat sa iyo. Pero kalahati lang yan ang laban. Kailangan namin ang tulong mo. Mahalin ang sarili. Pangalagaan ang iyong right to privacy.
Okay, we're back, and I would like to thank all the viewers who are here with us, and also our texters who are peppering us with questions. Okay, to answer the question of Clarissa, if your bank account has been hacked, that's basically an issue with your bank. So the first thing to do is to bring the matter to your bank. Okay? So that's an assault, that's an attack against your system. So it is incumbent upon the bank to resolve your complaint if and when, I hope so not, that your bank account is hacked. Now, if you do not find the action of the bank to be satisfactory to your needs, or we didn't find any resolution to the matter, you can always go to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Okay, the BSP has a Consumer Financial Division on which you can lodge any complaint, not necessarily when it comes to hacked bank account. Any matter that has to do with your relationship with your bank, you can bring to the BSP. And they are very good at resolving this matter. They have a process that works. In fact, I think the batting average of BSP is 80% in bringing bank and customer together to resolve whatever issue is at hand. Okay, so I hope I answered the question of Clarissa. Maybe we should go to the specifics. I mean, we will not be going to the heavy guns. We will just go with the basics on how to protect ourselves so that our data is not compromised or exposed. Okay, when it comes to laptop and your cell phones, always update your operating system. Okay? That's very basic. Always update your OS because with the updates comes the updated firewall, the list of viruses, not COVID, the viruses made by these hackers and malwares, trojans. So most of the OS come with this firewall. And also, but if you want to have that extra safety, have an updated antivirus system working. When it comes to visiting sites, especially when you are dealing with paying for your Netflix, Spotify, and other payables, make sure you are dealing with a legitimate websites. Always look for the HTTPS prefix as URL, okay? Because this is a badge that this website had been vetted. Don't forget that HTTPS. Any website that is legitimate, worth its salt, would always be prefixed with HTTPS. Okay? And be wary about websites that mimic legitimate websites. For example, you may think that you're dealing with Netflix when in fact it's just a copy. And that website is actually phishing for your information, maybe your password. Okay, so when it comes to password, the craze now among tech guys like my guys here, Ren and Gio, is not to use password but passphrase. Words that comes naturally to you, but would be a little bit difficult to hack. Okay, so with those passphrase, add numbers and unusual characters. Okay, and definitely never use as password your birthday, your surname, your name, the name of your dog. Okay. So, also, always use a two-step authentication process. Okay? So that if ever your social media account or email is hacked, you can always retrieve your account by typing in the wrong password. Okay? Because the hacker changed your password. So, definitely, your correct password, when you type it, it would be the wrong password. Don't worry. If you have a two-step authentication system in place, you can always retrieve your account because if you're using your phone, that account would send a code to your phone. That's basic, okay? So, when it comes to Facebook, for example, do not rely on these silly questions like, what is the name of your dog? Of course, the hacker would know the name of your dog because your dog is all over your Facebook. Yeah? So, never use those questions like, which school did you come from? I mean, those are silly questions, really. What's the name of your dog? What's the name of your mother? These information are readily available on the very account that was hacked. Okay? So, okay. Let's go to another pet peeve among techie. Like, again, my director, Ren Sanchez, and my head of, his assistant, Gio. Okay. The pet peeve of tech guys is joining a pre-Wi-Fi zone. You know why? Because connecting to a pre-Wi-Fi zone is like being in the same ring as a boxer. If you are in the same ring as the boxer, he can hit you. Okay? It takes very little for these guys to go past your phone or laptop's system. If you are in the same Wi-Fi network, they can always penetrate your system. Okay? So with that, another thing to remember is always shut down your gadgets when you're not using them. You know why? Because, for example, you are downloading some stuff in the internet. Every moment that your gadget is on, that allows any two-cent hacker to penetrate your phone or your laptop. So, that's very basic. Shut off your phone if you're not using it, or rather your laptop, because you may be expecting some call with your phone. Okay? And another question maybe forthcoming is, would we always know when our gadgets are hacked? That's a question. That's a question. If, you know, in fact, we may not know it, but our gadgets may be hacked already. And among hundreds of thousands of other gadgets are being used to what they call DDoS, which is a distributed denial of service. We in the media know that because from time to time, we see traffic that are not there. These are the troll accounts, the bots that are being used by competitors to attack your website so that the legitimate users can no longer access your website because you are a victim of DDoS. So, for users like us, it is incumbent for us to be worried that our system may be compromised already. Okay. Data privacy is a very broad area, along with safety on the internet and protecting ourselves from hacking. So maybe in future episodes of Kalingang Katribu, I would be back to answer some of the other questions that have been left by our viewers. But don't worry, I will on my own answer them, and you can email me at johnhenrydodson@gmail.com, and or you can write your question on the comment section of this show, and I will answer all of those questions that you have for us. Meanwhile, I would like to leave you with a short video. This is a video prepared by one of our boot camp directors. She did this for New York Times. So this video is about deepfakes. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you learn a little with this Kalingang Katribu show. Again, I would like to invite all of you to always tune in to Daily Tribune, read our latest news, tribune.net.ph. Also, follow our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our Tribune Now YouTube channel. And please join our Katribu network, because we would want to be of service to you during this time, this COVID pandemic, when we need all the correct information and that we can have, so that we can make the right decision and be safe and well. Again, thank you, and here's the video by Claire.
Hello. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about a new technology that's affecting famous people. Remember when Obama called Trump a dipshit?
Complete dipshit.
Or the time Kim Kardashian rapped?
Because I'm always half naked.
Or when Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonated himself?
Get out of this, the bomb in there. Get out.
Deepfake, deepfake, deepfake.
Gotta be kidding.
This is a deepfake too. I'm not Adele, but I am an expert in online manipulation. So deepfakes is a term that's used to describe video or audio files that have been created using artificial intelligence.
My favorite is probably Lisa Vanderpump.
It started as a very basic face swapping technology, and now it's turned into film-level CGI. There's been this huge explosion of like, oh my goodness, we can't trust anything. Yes, deepfakes are eerily dystopian, and they're only going to get more realistic and cheaper to make. But the panic around them is overblown. In fact, the alarmist hype is possibly more dangerous than the technology itself. Let me break this down. First, what everyone is freaking out about is actually not new. It's a much older phenomenon that I like to call the weaponization of context, or shallow fakes, with Photoshop and video editing software.
There's so many needs.
How about the time Nancy Pelosi appeared to be drunk while giving a speech?
But you never know with this president of the United States.
Turns out that video was just slowed down at 75%.
It was very strange.
You can have a really simplistic piece of misleading content that can do huge damage. For example, in the lead up to the midterms, we saw lots of imagery around this caravan of people who were moving towards the US. This photo was shared with captions demonizing the so-called migrant caravan at the US-Mexico border in 2018. But a reverse image search showed it was actually Pakistani refugees in Greece. You don't need deep fakes, AI technology to manipulate emotions or to spread misinformation. This brings me to my second point. What we should be really worried about is the liar's dividend. The lies and actions people will get away with by exploiting widespread skepticism to their own advantage. So remember the Access Hollywood tape that emerged a few weeks before the 2016 election?
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Whatever you want.
Around that time, Trump apologized, but then more recently, he's actually said, oh, I'm not sure if I actually said that. When anything can be fake, it becomes much easier for the guilty to dismiss the truth as fake. What really keeps me awake at night is less the technology, it's how we as a society respond to the idea that we can't trust what we see or what we hear. So if we are fear-mongering, if we are hyperbolic, if we are waving our hands in the air, that itself can be part of the problem. You can see where this road leads. As public trust in institutions like the media, education, and elections dwindles, then democracy itself becomes unsustainable. The way that we respond to this serious issue is critical. Partly this is the platforms thinking very seriously about what they do with this type of content, how they label this kind of content. Partly it's the public recognizing their own responsibility. And if you don't know 100% hand on heart this is true, please don't share because it's not worth the risk.